Hello, my scary friends. What werewolves hate the most? Maybe vampires? Be sure to subscribe to my channel. When they thought that everything would be easy, their story immediately became difficult. The sun has set, perhaps in the vast Black Sea. They did not know where the sun was flying, but one thing was real. The sun will come back. They could not go back to the house. They needed some animals. Arthur. John said. Something is close. In 1 second I saw it. Arthur knew that hunting was very difficult for them. Personally, Arthur was the worst hunter of all time. Where? Arthur said. Where it is. They needed food. Yes. Humans wanted to eat. Their family was starving. In front of us. John answered. A minute earlier there was some kind of animal. Suddenly both of them heard some voice. The boys immediately turned back. The big black wolf jumped. Arthur screamed and fell down. John tried to kill the wolf. He was using the spear, but the wolf bit him. At this time Arthur stood up. The wolf was killing Arthur's older brother. Arthur came closer and killed the wolf with his spear. John's body was bloody. We need to go back in the house. Arthur started crying. You will die. Oh, no. The pain conquered John's body, but he was so much surprised. They were born in this forest. Yes, the brothers grow up there, but it was the first time when they killed the animal. No, Arthur killed the wolf. You became so strong. John smiled. I am proud. My little brother is so strong. Arthur stopped the crying and said, Don't worry. Everything would be okay. I'm gonna save you. He helped John. They were started walking, but suddenly some people went from the trees. Hey, coward boys. One of them screamed. Maybe John was dying. Also, Arthur was very excited. He did not want one more fight. Bernard, my brother is dying, he said. Bernard quickly came close and hit the John from the back. Both brothers fell down. Arthur realized that Bernard and his family members started playing. They did not allow them to go away. Arthur stood up and started crying. Are you crying? Bernard asked. The boy is crying. Bernard and his family members started laughing. Bernard told that his brother was dying, and at this time Arthur started crying because he was coward. What? Bernard screamed. What are you waiting for, boy? I want to fight. Arthur knelt down and said, Bernard, please, my brother is dying. They once again started laughing. And what? Bernard smiled. One coward is dying. It is nothing. Your whole family will die. The sadness came to Arthur. In one moment he realized so many things. No, he did not realize. In reality, he knew everything, but Arthur saw once again. He was a coward. For Bernard and his family, life became such a beautiful thing. For Arthur's family, life was one big pain and nothing more. Suddenly he heard John's voice. One day I will kill you. Bernard started smiling like the craziest man in the world. For him, John's words were stupid sentences. Hey, biggest idiot in the world. Bernard said to John. You are dying. The wolf bit you so many times. At this moment Bernard's face changed. He became surprised. Bernard interested, who killed the wolf? Arthur told the truth, but Bernard and his family members did not trust him. Bernard was thinking that Arthur's family was very weak. They could not kill the strong animal. In the end, Bernard and his family members went away. They loved humiliation, but finally all of them tired. Arthur helped his brother. They barely went into the house. What happened? The old mother screamed. Arthur told everything. The family members were trying to save John. He was barely breathing and everyone knew that John will die. Everyone told that it was not Arthur's fault. Bernard was a strong man. Yes, Bernard and his cursed family. Their damn family. How many times his family members told this? Arthur did not know the exact number. Many times, he said. After this, he stood up and went into the bedroom. Arthur. The mother said. But food? Little kids want to eat. We all need some food. Arthur took the spear and went outside. Arthur, be careful. The mother screamed. He did not know what to do. Arthur was a very bad hunter, and his little skinny body. He could not hunt animals, but Arthur had no choice. He was going in the darkness. Arthur really needed some chance. Maybe the luck will come to him. Yes, the deer would come close, but no. Only the depression followed him. Arthur came to the place where he killed the wolf. Arthur did not know why, but he took the dead wolf. When he entered the house, his little family members immediately asked, "Did you bring food?" "No," Arthur answered. "I'm sorry." He sat down in the chair. His mother asked, "Why you bring the dead wolf?" Arthur told that Bernard and his family members are collecting dead animals. They loved the trophies. Arthur also killed the animal, and he wanted to have a trophy. The kids started crying. They were hungry. Arthur's mother also started crying. John was dying because of wounds. In another room, the kids were dying because of hunger. In the night, Arthur wanted to sleep. Yes, he was the worst hunter, but in the morning Arthur needed to dry. Yes, he needed to bring some food in the house. Finally, he fell asleep. Suddenly the smiling voice woke him up. After this, Arthur heard the screaming voice. He immediately stood up and went into the living room. Because of a fireplace, Arthur saw his scared family members. In front of them, some white creature was standing. His mouth was bloody. In the next second, Arthur recognized one bad person. The strange creature was Bernard. Arthur looked at his uncle, who was lying to the right of Bernard. "He killed my brother," Arthur's mother screamed. Bernard drank his blood. Bernard looked up, raised his hands, and screamed, "I'm immortal." At this time Arthur took his spear and threw it. The spear hit Bernard's stomach. The white creature immediately fell down. Everyone noted how strong Arthur was. He killed this annoying person. Arthur smiled, turned back, but suddenly everyone started screaming. He turned back and saw how Bernard stood up. The spear was still inside of his belly. Bernard smiled and said, "You killed Wolf and also wounded the vampire. You are good, but I will kill you." "What are you?" Arthur asked. "I'm a new kind." Bernard smiled. "Yes, I'm a new kind of hunter." Bernard wanted to kill Arthur, but at this time door opened. John was standing in another room. John had a crazy face. "I told," he said. "I told that I'm gonna kill you. Bernard, you are the biggest freak in the world." John entered the living room. He was all bloody. John hit Bernard. The result was very bad. John fell down. He was wounded and John needed to rest. "Retard!" Bernard screamed and kicked him on the head. John started crying. Everyone understood that right now he was really dying. "Don't touch my brother!" Arthur screamed and attacked Bernard. One hit of Bernard and Arthur fell down. Bernard opened the door and went outside. After this, he turned back and said, "Goodbye, a family of the losers." Arthur came to John. His older brother was already dead. Arthur really shamed. His wounded brother tried to stop the enemy. John was dying, but he came here to help them. And what Arthur did? Nothing. How Bernard entered the house? Arthur asked one of his family members. They had an old, but a good house. In front of the house was the underworld. The bridge was the way to come into the house. They knew that Bernard's family could attack them. Every night someone was watching the bridge. If enemies would come, they will know it. He jumped. The family member answered. Bernard jumped. "No one can jump so high." Arthur screamed. "You fell asleep and the enemy attacked your house." But he was saying that he saw Bernard and the enemy immediately jumped. One jump and Bernard were on another side of the bridge. Bernard changed. Arthur's mother noted. He was white and also became immortal. In the morning they buried John. Everyone was scared. They thought that now when Bernard's family becomes much stronger, everything will change. In the past, Bernard's family only shamed Arthur's family. Right now Bernard would kill every person in their family. Only Arthur was angry and wanted to fight. Family members told him that he needed to calm down, but Arthur wanted to hunt. "They are strong," Mother said. "Right now Bernard is immortal. What can we do?" Arthur took his spear and answered. Everyone was saying that Bernard's family can hunt and we did not. "No, I can hunt. I killed the wolf. If Bernard became immortal, I will hunt this immortal." Bernard's house was in the center of the forest. Arthur was going and thinking about sweet revenge. The dark forest was always scary, but right now it became much creepy. It seemed like everyone and everything was against Arthur. And if he would start thinking rationally, what will happen? Of course, Arthur would easily understand how desperation situation he fell. On the one side is a hunter who killed only one wolf. On the side is the family and their members are very strong. One of them became immortal. Arthur was going and his hope started to disappear. He knew that his life will end. Yes, it will happen very soon. Anyway, he did not stop. Maybe Arthur really wanted to fight and die like a warrior. When Arthur came to Bernard's village, he was surprised. In the past, he was here a few times. Family members defended the village, but now there were no guards. He entered the village. There were many houses and trees. Arthur was constantly hiding and continuing the way. In the center of the village, he saw a table. Big red crystal lay on the table. It had amazing red light. Suddenly two men came there. In the past night, Bernard used the crystal and became immortal. First one said, "The crystal can be used only one time in the night. At this night I will become immortal." Arthur became confused. The magic crystal could make such things. The two men started to laugh. After this, one of them went away. The first one was watching the crystal. Arthur closed the distance. He was moving very silent. One hit and man fell down. Arthur took the crystal and man. He went away. On the way, he heard smiling and screaming. "We will kill everyone." Bernard was screaming and others were smiling. Right now Arthur understood why no one was protecting this place. Because of happiness, everyone started to have fun. They were thought that everything was over. But no. Arthur would kill them. In the forest, The kidnapped man woke up. "Who are you?" he asked. Arthur hit him and said, "Tell me how to use the crystal and became immortal." "No way," he answered. Arthur once again hit him and said, "Tell me. Bernard will kill you." He started crying. "No, I will kill the freak," Arthur said and started the beating. In the end, he told everything. In the night Arthur needed to sit in front of the crystal. He needed to give his soul. And how Arthur would do it? Very simply. He needed to close his eyes and for an hour saying that Arthur is giving the soul to crystal. After this, he will be immortal, but Arthur will need to drink human blood. Also, the sunlight would burn him. It was ruthless, but Arthur killed the man. Because of this man, Arthur was walking very slow. When Arthur got back in the house he saw that his family members were dead. They came here first. Yes, Bernard's family killed everyone. Arthur entered the house. The whole house was bloody. He looked at the dead wolf. It seemed like the wolf wanted to be with him. No, maybe someone told that he needed to take the dead wolf. Suddenly he heard some sounds. The enemies were coming. Arthur took the dead wolf and ran away. He was running in the forest. Enemies were nearby and they would have caught him. Tired, Arthur stopped. He did not have time for ritual, but suddenly he heard words. Yes, someone was saying, "Give me your humanity, give me your humanity." Suddenly the fog appeared. Arthur said, "Yes, I'm giving my humanity." He threw away the dead wolf and took the crystal. Yes, the crystal was talking with him. The crystal started shining. Because of some sound, Arthur looked left and screamed. The dead wolf was coming towards him. The animal's eyes were closed. After few seconds, dead wolf covered Arthur's body. Arthur became much bigger. His humanity was gone, and when he saw Bernard's family members, Arthur immediately attacked and killed them. Angry Bernard was searching for Arthur. He only found his dead family members. Bernard immediately understood that Arthur used the magic crystal. He quickly went to his house and screamed when he saw that every family member was dead. Suddenly he saw Arthur. Bernard came to him and screamed, "You are a killer. Only bloody monster could do such a disturbing thing." Arthur remembered his childhood. Bernard's father and the family members were coming to his house and beating the people. So many times they shamed them in front of the women and took their food. They wanted to die, but death did not come. And what? Arthur smiled. "I'm happy because I became a bloody monster." Bernard showed his claws. "I'm gonna kill you," he screamed. "You killed everyone. You killed every person who I loved." "What?" Arthur asked. "Killed? No, they will rise up, but your family would be different." "Did you turn them into the vampires?" Bernard asked. Arthur smiled and transformed into the werewolf. And Bernard understood what happened. "Your ritual was not complete," Bernard said. "What did you do?" Arthur told that he sold his humanity and the dead wolf's body became his second body. "I really wanted to kill you," Arthur noted. "Because of this crystal gave me very good teeth. One bit and the vampire is dead." "You are not immortal," Bernard smiled. "The ritual was not completed fully and you are mortal." "Yes, but I turned your family members into the werewolves," Arthur said. "I'm the first werewolf and every wolfman would be my servant. I hate you and every werewolf would hate the vampire. We will hunt you. Your family members will hunt you. Bernard, you are immortal and for you, the whole immortality will be hell." Bernard saw how his family members stood up. They were looking at him. Bernard understood that family members wanted to kill the vampire. Bernard turned back and went away. And Arthur was smiling. Arthur first felt how good life was.